Combos are everywhere, from the local McDonald's running the $5 meal deal, to the local dad in the sock and sandal combo, to the Konami code, which, let's be honest, look at all those buttons. That thing is for sure a combo. With so many combos, you need me to give you a meticulous, detailed explanation of the best Magic the Gathering combos. Now, obviously, quick disclaimer, these are my opinions. They could be wrong, but they're probably not. And if they are, leave them in the comments down below. I'll read them. I'll like them. Mwah, kiss on the mouth. Before we get started, leave a like and subscribe. I'm an avocado talking about Magic the Gathering. That's pretty freaking cool. The Thoracle. The Thoracle is a combo that follows Thassa's Oracle, a 2 blue-mana merfolk wizard that wins you the game if you have very few cards in your library. How are we going to get very few cards? Well, Demonic Consultation is 1 black mana for an instant where we name a card, remove the top 6 cards of our library from the game, and reveal the next card to all players. If it's the named card, put it into our hand. If not, we exile every card in our library until we find it. So if we happen to name a card that's not in our deck, we just exile our entire library, play Thassa's Oracle, and win the game. Or we can enter the Infinite, a 12-mana sorcery that draws cards equal to the number of cards in our library. We put a card from our hand on top of our library, and we have no max hand size until our next turn. We just cast Thassa's Oracle, and we get our well-earned victory. What a combo. Wow. Probably the most famous one, by the way, and honestly should be banned, but that's neither here nor there. The Sun Guy and Arrow Guy. To pull this combo off, you're going to need Heliod, Sun Crowned, a 2 and a white legendary enchantment creature that says whenever you gain life, put a +1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. Then for 1 and a white, another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. We combo this with a Walking Ballista that says remove a +1 counter from Walking Ballista to deal 1 damage to any target. So basically, Walking Ballista will be given a lifelink gun to shoot our opponents in the head and gain 1 life. Adding a +1 counter, we can then remove it, shoot, gain a life, remove it, shoot, gain a life, remove it, shoot, gain a life. Now, of course, this is not Yu-Gi-Oh! So instead of using Walking Ballista and Heliod to attack my life points directly, instead, you should use all that life gain on an Aetherflux Reservoir, because that is a much more fun way to win. The Boss. The Boss is a combo as old as time, using Krenko, Mob Boss. He is 2 and 2 red to tap, create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. You can go infinite using Thornbite Staff, a 2-mana artifact that basically says untap all the time, and then Goblin Bombardment says exploit your workforce. You combo these together to go infinite with Krenko, because you give him the Thornbite Staff, you tap him, you make a goblin, you then send the goblin to the HR department and sacrifice him, untapping the Krenko Mob Boss, and then you do that a bunch of times, and then you win, which is very good. We like to see it. It's just a crank, bro. Mind Crank is a 2-mana artifact that says whenever an opponent loses life, that player mills that many cards. Of course, you will get slapped in the face if you go to the local bar and say, mind cranking me, which I've learned from experience is not a good thing to do. But Mind Crank can win you the game with a Dusk Mantle Guildmage, a blue-black human wizard for 1 blue and black. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere this turn, that player loses 1 life. Mind Crank then mills them a thing, they take a life, they boom, bada bing, and they die. Same thing with Bloodchief Ascension, 1 black mana enchantment. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, if Bloodchief Ascension has 3 or more quest counters, that player loses 2 life, and we gain 2 life, and they die, so it doesn't matter. It's awesome. So basically, if you have a Mind Crank and Bloodchief Ascension, your opponents are going to be doing more mill than Don Quixote. Which brings us to the Don Quixote. We're going to need a Workhorse, a 6-mana artifact creature horse that comes into play with 4 +1 counters on it. We can remove a +1 counter from it to add a colorless mana. This is good because our better horse, Emil the Blessed, a unicorn, says for 3 mana, exile another target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. We can do this with Workhorse, phasing him out, and bringing him right back. We know you take 3 counters off, you get 4 back, bing bada boom. So this will trigger all of our Soul Warden, Soul Attendant, Healer of the Pride, Auriok Champion, Suture Priest, Impassioned Orator, which all will give us infinite life because we can infinitely bounce back and forth. Our Workhorse getting infinite life, which you know what that means. We throw it into the Aetherflux Reservoir because that is the only way to win the game satisfyingly. The Combat Guy. The Combat Guy follows the life of Kiki-Jiki, Mirror Breaker, who you can tap to create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature. That token has haste, and it gets sacrificed at the beginning of the next end step. Give him a Red Bull and his cigarettes because he's going to be at the tap token factory all day long when you have a combat celebrant. If it hasn't been exerted this turn, you can exert it as it attacks. When you do, untap all other creatures you control, and after this phase, there is an additional combat phase. Kiki-Jiki makes a clone. You exert it, getting another phase where you can tap another Kiki-Jiki to get the combat celebrant and another combat celebrant, and by the end of it, your battlefield will look like a desolate wasteland with Kiki-Jiki, his cigarettes, and a pile of dead combat celebrants. This brings us to the final combo. To pull off the final combo is incredibly difficult. First, you're going to need a table, and then a group of friends, and then your favorite commander. Maybe it's Kiki Freaky, the Mirror Breaker, or maybe it's Bruvac if you're a monster, or Pantlaza if you like dinosaurs. It doesn't matter, because like I always say, any commander can go infinite with fun. That's the end of the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you subscribe. If you have extra money lying around, donate to the children in Palestine using the link in the description down below. And hey, I got a Discord. It's fun. It's cool. You should join. I'd love to see you there. And hey, did I not talk about your favorite combo? Leave it in the comments down below. I'm sure you'll find other like-minded freaks who love your combo. See you in the next one. Peace out. Mwah.